Welcome back to another tutorial session, drawing with the Paintology drawing app with Ferdouse. My name is Ferdouse and I'm going to take you through drawing on the phone in two sessions. So this is not usually done for someone to sit through and make a photorealistic or near photorealistic drawing in the space of 2 hours. So just to remind you that this session is on the Paintology app, the Paintology channel, and the second session is on the other YouTube channel called Ferdouse. So let me go show you first what to look at. First, we are going to, let's see, we're going to open up Chrome, and then I will show you where to go and get the information for all these drawings. So here, so we can open up paintology.com. So let's go back. This is paintology.com and click on this button here, daily step-by-step video tutorials. Click on that and then you'll come to this page which live streams YouTube live stream classes Udemy. So here you will see that I have put up the 7th October listing for what we're going to draw, which is the reference image I take from here. You click on the reference image, and this is the image you can download. So you simply download image. So keep in mind that Paintology right now is for Android users of the phone and tablet, and it's free, available from the Google Play Store, yeah? So that's what we do, and here I'll show you quickly. So you can see here that I've got the Paintology channel starting at the GMT time, Ferdouse the 1 hour after the GMT time, final drawing awaiting. But you can look at the past live stream and then you'll see that just recently I've been using one drawing subject to finish it in the two live sessions. That's Paintology and Ferdouse. So you can see the completed drawing I did for the yesterday's here. This is the completed drawing. You can see it. And that was that's the live stream drawing that I started. There's another one here, completed drawing. So here you can find so many completed drawings. Right there. There. Yeah, so this is to show techniques that you may not have come across in digital painting and drawing. And this is the phone that I typically use to draw here. So this is the Note 10 phone. And so that's actually the phone that I'm using presently. And I'm not using my finger right now because I have some cramp on my hands for doing a lot of drawings, and maybe it's my age is perhaps coming in the way, who knows. But you can use your fingers, and I've made some fine drawings using fingers, or you could quite easily use a stylus, a cheap stylus. Doesn't have to be fancy or anything. And then away you go. Download the app, Paintology, from Google Play Store, and away you go. Okay, so let's head back to our app, the actual app. So you can see this is the app I had completed, and this is quite an interesting twist on the drawing. I started by block coloring, which I'm going to show you, and some of you might already know what that means, but some of you are new. I'll explain very quickly what it is. Block coloring involves just simply taking the reference colors and then applying it to your drawing canvas, and I'll tell you a bit more about it. So let's save that and then get back to our home screen. This is the actual app you will download when you go to Google Play Store. This is the first thing, the home screen you will see. It has a section, tutorials button, community button, draw my painting. Very simple. Tutorials are a means of all the tutorials, all divided into categories that allows you to draw and like you would typically in traditional medium. So the idea of Paintology is not to just provide you with just another digital drawing app. It has been designed to improve your drawing techniques along with having fun tutorials. So let's go to one paint by numbers and quickly show you how this works. Yeah, let me go to the pizza one here. So you can see this one opens this page, and you can go from the tutorial that it shows you, and then you click on the toggle button here, and now you can draw. Pick the color, right? That's the line color, so take it 100%. Right. One. Let's pick the one color there, and you can rotate. Pick the 5 here, and if it's too big, just go down, and then zoom in if you wanna. Just go through just like paint by numbers, and you can save it, and that will come into my paintings, so you can always resume your work. Okay, so there's plenty of tutorials to get you happy. And one of the things that I would highly recommend is when you want to learn more about Paintology, please do join the free Google Classroom, which I'm going to show you now quickly there. And that's the link available in the description. And this is the classroom that's divided into groups for you to learn into days. So activities along with the the actual lesson. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's click on let's color it. When you're in admin mode, it tends to do something else. So let's see if it opens. There it is. And it will give you the links of the actual tutorial on the Paintology app, and then it will allow you to color it. Some of them have an ID associated with it. Most of them actually do. And this ID you type on the top there, and it will quickly get you to the tutorial without having to look through through the app. So that's where it is. And there's a few other link sites and my resources. You can check them out. They're all designed to help you paint and draw, not necessarily for you to give you umpteen tools so you can start doodling and do, of course, do some simple drawings at the beginning, but you're going to be limited by the tools. So that's the reason why I can draw, is by showing you these techniques, you'll be able to far exceed what the digital tools alone can do. Okay. So let's pick our drawing now. I mean, I can show you many drawings, and I don't want to spend my time showing you these. These are all available on that page I showed you, and also on the YouTube. They're all done in a freehand manner. And when I talk about a freehand manner, it actually means that I don't necessarily use tools, and that's the tools can be a double-edged sword. One is that you start doing a circle for this using a circle tool, ellipse tool, or whatever, and then you do an outline tool, a fill tool, and fill this eagle with white. It's not. We start by hand techniques and by zooming in, and that's the reason why my digital artwork and the ones you will do cannot be people will not be able to tell you it's done by digital. Yeah, so that's because you're doing it by traditional, and traditional is where many of the fundamental techniques and core skills of art have been formed and shaped over centuries. It's just that the digital medium had taken a path through, tech-heavy applications, tool-heavy applications, and that's why almost digital art looks to be too perfect. And it's not a photo. It doesn't mean that the digital art is a photo. It just looks perfectly formed, right? And not as natural looking as done by hand. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is block coloring, which I promised I'll show you. Basically, what this means is that this top half, you see I keep moving my cursor, the top half, that's the reference image. And when you go to the extreme right, that's the complete reference image. And whatever marks you make on the canvas, you're not going to see. But the whole idea is this is a trace bar, okay? So it allows you to trace this drawing. Let me show you quickly what I mean. And let me go to 19.1, pick a black color there on the canvas, and then I'm going to position it halfway. That's it, that's my drawing. Can you see it? That's exactly the drawing I did. And you can go in and make refinements. That's an outline drawing. And continue to draw this way, okay? Very easy, outline drawing. Okay, now you can do this. If you're on this top half, you can use the color picker here. Okay, just click on the color picker. Let's take the line drawing a little bit higher, 10%. Click on the color picker and pick this color. What color have we picked? That's the nose or the beak of the bird. There, see? Let's pick a bigger size. Look at that. Let's pick the blue background of the color. But if we were to just keep our cursor here, it's just our canvas. So it's just going to simply click on the our canvas color, which hasn't got much on it, has it? So block coloring is a way of laying down the initial colors, and then we start producing details, just like in traditional mediums. Have you ever seen a traditional artist at work? And what I mean by traditional is an artist who typically works with physical materials such as pencil, paper, graphite, pastels, charcoal, you name it, watercolors, acrylics. And I've been a pretty good traditional artist, but then I moved to digital and realized the power and capabilities as a learning tool for people who like drawing. And the problem with most digital is that they've taken the path of least resistance, meaning they take the easy route to let the tools do most of their work, and they're not prepared to sit down and learn. Well, mind you, it's not the fault of you. It's actually the evolution of the digital medium, which has taken a path on based on the early applications 30 years ago when there was the internet boom and the web boom, World Wide Web, and there was a high need, of extremely exceptional need for illustrators, artists, graphics, and that's where Photoshop came into the picture. CorelDRAW was another very famous art tool, and it had all the tools for anyone, that I mean no one with any art techniques or art skill to come on board and create. And they did so, and they did it with, and then there was a growing number of people who just kept using those applications, connected it to the Cintiq Wacom tablet, and eventually everyone else followed suit. Everyone actually assumed that digital art had to be done in this way, and I'll show you digital art can be done in much the same traditional way. So we first select a colored, let's say 12%, And let's get these colors down, yeah? All these colors there. That's it. And I pick the color picker again. And why do I do that on this background? Why do you think I'm doing that? Pick the color picker again here and then here. Because look, these colors on the background changes. So I'm putting down the primary colors that my eyes notice on what's going on with this. And just laying down the primary colors. So then I'm going to do what you call blending, yeah? So all I'm going to do, but I'm picking the primary colors. Okay, there. And then, of course, when it comes to being accurate, there, that color, you can actually zoom. Right there. You can zoom in to see, and I showed you. So when you, there, can you see you can rotate it to your heart's content, and that makes painting on this accurate. So you're trying to replicate these color tones that are changing, right? Slightly changing. So that's why I'm picking the color picker, and then I'm going to blend. So right now, all I'm doing is just going around doing the background, okay? Nothing else, nothing different, just the background. Don't worry if the colors changes. You just want to lay down the primary colors, as I'm doing here, okay? And then that will quickly give us a foundation for our art to be created, okay? On top of this. So you can see that's how I've done most of the landscapes. And it's a great way of acquiring the actual colors of the original. There's a name for it. It's called tonal painting, and tonal painting is becoming quite an interesting topic that many artists talk about. And what they're saying is that everything relies on tones, and now they can confidently say, yep, it is relies on tones, because you're able to do photorealistic drawing at such a small scale. Yeah, just do that here, just do that there, finish the edges that you haven't touched there. And now let's see what we have. This is what you should have now. Okay, it's very simple, nothing too complicated. You've just done the background in a blocky, that's why it's called block coloring. And now we can go ahead and pick these tones. Look at the bird now. Let's have a focus on our bird. Look at the lovely tones, yellows, and there's a slight orange hint to it. The eyes are like the same orange hint. And then there's a gray around the eyes here, gray here, more white here, and then different speckled colors on the feathers. Beautiful. And the idea is now we want to transfer those to our drawing, and then I'm going to show you, just keeping to the line brush, we will be able to do this drawing without any other tool, just the line brush, and then go into density, which I'm going to show you about, and then show you how the drawing is done. So as you can imagine, the next thing is for us to do exactly the same with, yep, you got it, the beak, right? So the beak and the feathers and the bird. So I'm going to take this down, so because I want to get, because the bird is the central focus, the background is not so much. So I'm going to take it down to 5%. Look at that. Look at a beautiful high degree of control over the tones, right? And zoom in, okay? Don't be afraid to zoom in, yeah? And then you see how all these little tiny tones opens up. So we're trying to capture that. Well, look at that. even might do towards the beak, this brush size is a bit too big even. But just do the tones. Don't worry about anything else. And if you see some lines that you should do from the background color, pick the color here and just do those lines. You see around the beak? Wonderful, isn't it? So just like drawing. See how I'm picking the color picker here. And don't be afraid to use the color picker despite what some people might say, because it has helped me make photorealistic drawings on the phone. And how many people do you know that can make photorealistic freehand on the phone? If you do, please do shoot me a comment and an email, because you'll see from many of the drawings that I've posted and that I have made photorealistic drawings. Okay, look at that. I'm picking the tones, just capturing the tones. Can you see it? There. So this is an exercise down, beautiful block coloring that you can do. Look at that. As you go down here, you'll see that the background of the original image is saying that you missed the refined, because I was, showing you very quickly. Look at the colors of the feather. You'd think that was white, but it's not, because our eyes can be very deceiving when it comes to understanding tones. That's why you need to pick the color picker every now and then. So you'll see how quickly I have produced something that is more recognizable with a smaller brush. 5.2%, yeah? There. Even that brush was too big, but at least we're getting down the tones that we're seeing. There's a darker tone here, you see? And then just drag that along. Color picker. And don't worry about accuracy as such yet. That's not important. Right there. Okay. There. Then look at this lovely yellow tone. So the more you look, this is the essence of what most of the real images that we see all around us consists of thousands of, or even hundreds and thousands of tones. And that gives it volume, yeah? Okay. There, you can go really quickly. Every time I see a different slight tone, I'm just picking the color picker and just going. And you see around there is the border of the background and the bird, right? So you can don't focus on too much of the detail, just lay down the tones, the variations of the tones, yeah? Okay, let's go here. Let's see what we've done here. Look at that. It's almost like, it's a bit like paint by numbers, but way more powerful and versatile. Yeah, especially on the digital medium. I actually came across this technique when I was waiting in hospital for an assessment, So I drew Will Smith. You probably know right away. And I thought, wow, you will be able to see one of my early block colorings from last year if you go through my YouTube collection of videos. And then I've done after that, I was so enthralled with block coloring that I put this into my drawing teaching materials. Just do that. Just do the color. Don't worry if the brush size is too big, because you don't want to have to change the brush size each time. It's not necessary. We're doing this really quickly. The whole essence of learning and rapidly to draw means that you should not spend too long in a drawing if you can help it, okay? You should always try and complete a drawing in a couple of hours, hour or two if you can, yeah? There, I was getting the wrong color. That was the background color. So let's do the head really quickly. So I'm going to keep it around here. And then I'm just going to show you how quickly you can do this. Picking the color picker. Sometimes you don't even have to look at the tones. You just continuously pick the color picker so you know you got the tone where your finger or stylus have landed. And then you know you've got the localized colors just there. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Look at I'm following the direction of that. Can you see it? I'm following the direction of that eagle. The feather lines, yeah, look, I'm following it. I always paint like this. I draw the direction of the feathers or any tones. Tones don't necessarily isolated. They follow a structure of form and shape. Pick these colors so I'm getting the right colors, right within the region first. Darker under the beak, like I've shown. Right, that's all I'm doing. Very quick. See how the white has changed from that color, from that. See how it changed? Right, this color to that. So you can see how tones play a vital part in the actual drawing, okay? And it is the reason why I can make very good drawings, even with not just digital, but even with traditional materials. Right, so there. So if you pick the colors of the darker feathers, then obviously you'll carry it to there. So make sure you're still at the top. Let's see what that looks like. Look at that. It's almost looking like an eagle, isn't it? So just carry on doing even the birds and the feathers on the bird. And I'll show you. So this does not require any drawing experience because you've got a reference image. I remember this is crucial to developing your drawing skills. Some of the greatest tools available in the last few centuries by professional artists or some of the greatest painters in the world was a means of tracing and creating and projecting an image on a wall or something on their canvas where they can paint. So they developed, continuously did that to develop their and enhance their techniques and to become faster at painting because they have to go through so much, so it makes sense that they do that. Okay, so now we've got, look at that, what we have here, right? We've got some light tones, dark tones. So I'm going to actually keep this here just above. So you don't necessarily have to be there because for dark tones, in order to see it, you need to be above here. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to see it here because I can see these tones that make up the feathers. If we were to do a complete similar color here, it would look like an eagle sitting on a blocked, like a porcelain brown object or something, right? But we want to create this beautiful bird in all its glory. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it there. Let me save this because we need to save. Always save your drawings. Okay, so now I can see more clearly. I may not see most of my canvas, but I can clearly see these beautiful feathers that I want to capture as I'm doing it. So I can do it this way each time, right? To pick out the dark colors. And let's see what we get, yeah? Pick out the dark colors, the dark tones. Because remember, this is tonal coloring. I'm picking the same tonal colors. Right there, color picker. And then there's a lovely cushion of feathers there. And then some dark tones there. just keep seeing where the different tones are. Don't worry about getting it exactly right. You're trying to hit some of the tones. Lovely. And then I'll show you another technique of how you can now zoom in and zoom out in one quick step. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But first, I'm just going to demo this. See, I'm just picking out these tones and just, all the different tones. So what you're doing by doing this is that you are really tuning into the appreciation of tones that make up any kind of image and hence a drawing. Yeah. And that's the reason why some people are really good. They may not know it. Some of the people you've seen that are really good at drawing or painting is because they have acute understanding of tones. And then, of course, they use their tools properly to replicate those tones. Yeah, that's all it is. So I'm just going over and getting these dark tones here. I got this and I got this dark tone, color picker, and the dark tone just under the feathers. Can you see these beautiful tones here? There. And this one is also coming out, these tones there. So it's picking out all the colors, the exact tones that we land on, the stylus lands on, okay? It's not picking out all the tonal areas in that region. It's just exactly what that tone is as soon as your stylus lands, like here, and it assumes that color. Do you see what I'm saying? Here, assumes that color. And then you land here and it assumes that color. You land here, it assumes that color that is on the reference image. It doesn't change, it just assumes that color. It does not change. So it's your job to keep finding the tones. It's giving you the option of picking any of the colors you want. You might want to pick this yellow here, right? And then go here and look, it's got yellow. See what I'm saying? It has the yellow. You picked up the yellow beak color. And then you carried it to another place, right? That's so funny. You've got the beak on his feathers here. Always there. Okay, there. Beautiful. One of my first photorealistic drawing was of the bald eagle, or the American eagle. And I had so much fun doing it. It was actually done in freehand. I was looking at another image on another device, and I was drawing that, and then I was like so impressed with how quickly I was able to do this. So in effect, it doesn't really require much effort on the part of the person if they know what they're doing, especially with the acute understanding of tones, of course. Yeah. So look, now I'm going to all these tones that I can miss out. Color picker, all these tones I missed out. So I'm always looking for new techniques, and some of you have been following me for the last couple of months when I've been showing the live stream will know that I have rapidly also developed my skills set and show tonals. So let's see what our drawing looks like. Look at that. It doesn't look like a feather yet, but that's our next job. Is our next exercise. We are going to show you I'm going to show you how to see these little bits and pieces. I can go there and just fill it up. The next live session on my other channel which starts when, let me check. So I've allocated 1 hour for each. So next session will start in about 25 minutes. So I'm going to finish early here, giving you a chance to have some coffee or tea or any kind of drink you prefer. And then get ready for the next session live stream. You should see a link there. So I'm trying something different. I'm not trying to do 2 drawings at the same time. I'd like you to keep your interest engaged and give you a chance to appreciate some of the techniques that I'm showing you and to think about them and just practice with yourself. And then if you do have any questions, please post them in the comments. Right now, although I do have a chat, I'm not taking it seriously such yet, the chat, because I have this phone, so I have to have a proper setup to draw and then also chat with you at the same time. In fact, I've got a few ideas where I'm going to be able to do that. In particular, I think I'm going to use the Microsoft Surface Duo, which has 2 screens, and one could ideally be a chat. Yeah, that's an excellent idea. So I'm going to try that. So I'm just trying to fill in the voids that I haven't touched. That's all I'm doing. Don't worry about the shape and form. Just the shape will come through the fact that your original shape has left a gap, and just follow that. There, look at this. I'm always looking for techniques, and I think I have a bunch of techniques that's going to help you to create digital art like never before. I'm pretty sure if you've learned some of the techniques and you've shown some artwork, nobody will be able to guess how you did that, So another question that may arise is without the tools, are you actually faster than other digital artists? And my response is, hell yeah, I am 100 times faster than the tools. And why is that? It's because they're constantly accessing tools, whereas I'm actually doing the drawing. Half the time they're accessing tools and to figure out what they're doing. That's why it's called rapid coloring, rapid drawing, and also teaches you very important art techniques that have always been the mainstay of traditional mediums, and now you can see it in action in the digital medium. So if you've seen these digital, they're constantly accessing tools. They're not drawing like this. Have you seen me access any tools? I spend most of my time drawing. That's the reason why Paintology has been designed that we're having a canvas, many tools right on the front screen. So this is what we have so far. It's better than when it started, right? But we still haven't captured the feathers. And that's what we're going to do in the next live session. So please stay with me, and then in about 20 minutes, I'll jump onto the live session, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you there soon. Bye-bye.